Every minute you spend wishing that you had someone else's life is a minute spent wasting yours, as comparison is the thief of joy. This has gotten to the point where I need to combine two quotes for this. So, today I'm going to discuss a rather touchy yet ongoing issue about people comparing themselves to others, whether that'll be yourself doing it, someone else, or both. It is something that I've seen quite a lot lately, especially on social media, where people are much more prone into doing so. This issue has been going on with some of my friends, acquaintances, and even I'm going through this myself, as much as I hate to admit it. So, why is that we feel the need to hold other people on a higher pedestal than us, to the point where it makes ourselves feel inferior to the rest? When it comes to people being in this situation, it all comes down to two things: self-worth and fulfillment. From how you see yourself opposed to other people, and how fulfilled you are at any of your accomplishments and goals that you're in the process of achieving. And a lot of people don't feel like either one of those things. You may feel like you're not valued as the next person, or even feel like you're wasting your life because you haven't achieved certain goals that some of your peers may have already achieved, causing you to feel like you're doing something wrong or that you're just not trying hard enough. Whether someone has called you out on it or this is something that your brain has come up with, the fact that this is becoming a more and more common issue is very concerning, and that's putting it lightly. From what I've noticed, that this can stem from many different reasons and scenarios, and no matter how big or small they may be. Like for instance, when people compare their skills or talents to others that have excelled at it, or when you see your peers getting into relationships and you yourself haven't been in one or are trying to be in one yourself with no luck, or even when you're trying your best and it doesn't seem to work out in your favor, but it works out in someone else's favor, which can cause you to feel this way. And who knows, it could be even more than that, or it can be slightly less than that. Because nobody likes working for something and it either goes unnoticed or it's just not working out in your favor, as you see is doing the exact opposite to those around you. Which another concern I have is that this feeling tends to cause people to start distancing themselves from other people that they've been once very close to. Whether this stems from envy or jealousy, this mindset is very, what's another word aside from using toxic? Unhealthy. This is very unhealthy to think that way towards those who have stuck beside you and never intentionally did anything wrong to you. Of course, you should always be happy for them, as they would be the same way towards you. So if you tend to feel like you're drifting yourself away from them, then please stop this immediately. If you need to, then it is good to take a break and kind of step away from that for a bit just to clear your mind, but ending up going full no contact is not the way to solve your internal conflict. In fact, it'll just make things worse. And as I said before, this can be caused by you or someone else that compared you to another person. And if that has happened to you, then I can completely understand that this has happened to me as well. It's actually one of the many reasons why I personally lack self-confidence talking to new people first, or just not attempting to do certain things that I really want to do, because of that lack of self-worth isn't always there to help me get past it. And even if it wasn't someone that said it, it was something that I put on myself. It just feels like I'm in this constant state of feeling like I'm not good enough compared to the next person. It never feels like my efforts aren't good enough because I don't see it paying off. It's the constant trying but failing over and over and over again, to the point where I truly felt like it wasn't meant for me, and that I should just give up trying, because since I saw that it was clearly not paying off no matter what I did. And even though it is so much easier said than done, believe me, but that is not the right way to think about this, no matter how much your brain thinks otherwise. Even though you're trying your best and it's not succeeding like some of your peers are, is such a gut-wrenching feeling, That doesn't mean that you should just give up and let that feeling of envy or jealousy get the better of you, or letting your mind lead you to negative thoughts. And the more that you feel and think this way, it'll just overall hurt your chances of that inevitable success that will arrive at any day. It may be something that you were expecting, it might not, or it might be something that'll overall surpass it. It might not be paying off now or as soon as you want it to, but if you give up on trying to better yourself as a person, then you're only going to be your own downfall and letting this whole artificial competition get the better of you. No one's life is the same, nor it will ever be. And I fully understand not being up to par with people who are in your life and this feeling that you're doing something wrong, which you clearly aren't. Just as long as you're still here and that you're waking up every single day and that you're doing your best or trying something new, then one of those days it'll eventually work out for you. Because one day you will improve on your talent and maybe get recognized for it one day. Or maybe you'll finally find your soulmate or land an amazing job with good pay and good hours. Whatever the case may be, it'll eventually happen. Just keep trying and do something to better yourself every single day and become 1% or even 0.5% better of a person that you were yesterday and the day before that. Because at least at the end of each day, you know that you have at least tried. This feeling may feel like an eternity now, but the time passes and it's going to pass, and you'll look back on this day. No matter how much you want to give up or just distance yourself from everything, as long as you're still alive, you still have a chance to better yourself and find that self-worth and fulfillment. Because it's there, it may already be there, or you might not have even gotten there yet. But I know for a fact it's there. And most of all, don't ever let anyone's words get to you when they compare you to those around you, making you feel like you're falling behind, because you're not. You and many others are just taking different paths in life, and that is nothing that should ever be compared to in the first place. You're doing your best, and you should continue doing your best because something good will eventually stem from it. But how are you ever going to see it if you just call it quits? Even when I feel like giving up most days, I won't, and neither should you. It's difficult, and it will probably become even more difficult, but you'll eventually make it through all of this, and I want you all to be kinder to yourselves. I really wish I could have worded all of this better, but I figured that this is something that many of us need to hear, and something that I need to hear myself. And above all, please do take care of yourselves.